Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This week I wanted to do something a little different. I've been watching a lot of movies and shows on Disney Plus, so I thought I'm just gonna do a little Disney movie review. Before I tell you what the movie is, I want to ask you guys, have you ever had a fever dream that made you shit yourself? Ever wake up in the middle of the night paralyzed to find your sleep paralysis demon taunting you? Have you ever done drugs? Then I'm pretty sure you know what it's like to watch Disney's The Country Bears, or what I like to call an acid trip to hell. If you haven't heard of this movie, good. You're obviously living your best life. Here are just some key phrases that I think best describe this movie. Animatronic bear puppets, country music, psychosis, armpit farts, Queen Latifah. If you're interested in learning more, keep watching. The whole movie is based on this one Disney theme park attraction called Country Bear Jamboree, and the whole story is about this band called the Country Bears. In this movie, a bear named Barry wants the band, who have just banded and retired, to get back together and put on a concert to save Country Bear Hall from getting repossessed by the bank.
We can get the band back together!
I'm pretty sure the movie's opening scene was supposed to give you a little taste of what the Country Bears sound like. Instead, it catapults your senses into panic mode because a minute and a half into the movie, a bear puppet with crazy eyes flies across screen and breaks the stage. How am I supposed to believe that these terrifying monsters were an international sensation and just carry on with this fact for the rest of the movie as if I'm not gonna have nightmares of them eating me alive? And at one point, one of the bears starts chanting, "Stage dive," and just runs and jumps into the crowd. If I saw that hurtling at me in the crowd, I would astral project out of my body and just leave and never come back. That's it. There goes my body. I don't want it. I don't need it anymore. If I was in that crowd, no, I wouldn't be in that crowd. I wouldn't pay money to see terrifying bear puppets play music. Well, but fast forwarding through all that, we get to the real start of the movie, which is an intro to the main character, Barry. And you see that it's Barry who's actually watching Country Bears perform on his TV in some kind of documentary special about the band. And in this special, they have a Willie Nelson appearance.
Learned a lot from those guys, and that was why I was so sad to see them break up.
Willie Nelson, I can't even imagine how that conversation went to ask him to be in the movie.
Do it, or else.
Now, you might see Barry and be like, okay, I know where this movie is going. It's about a family of bears and how Barry loves the band because it represents his bearhood or something. Well, no, you're wrong, because his whole family is human and he's a bear that doesn't know he's adopted. It's like Elf if Buddy was a bear puppet and his family is crazy, and it was set in an alternate universe where machine bear puppets are considered to be a normal part of society, and the movie sucks and it's not about Christmas. But I just don't believe how he doesn't understand that he is a bear and he's not human. He's not stupid. He got an A+ in school.
When your sleep paralysis demon does better in school than you.
So I'm wondering how he can go through his whole life like this, but then his parents are introduced and I totally get it. They are psychopaths who have brainwashed their children in believing their delusions of grandeur.
Am I adopted?
Of course not, honey.
The only saving grace is Dexter, who turned out to be completely normal against all odds and is the only one in the entire movie who calls for what it is and is completely real.
Like Dex and me. He has freckles, and I don't.
Are you serious? That's why you think you're different.
And the delusion that Barry buys into runs so deep, Dexter literally has to sit him down and provide evidence as to why Barry is not a human.
This is my birth certificate. Here's yours.
So, what's your point?
And did his parents adopt him? Like through an adoption agency, like in Stuart Little? Or did Barry find them and his parents just didn't have the heart to turn him away, like in The Grinch?
No!
Turns out, they just found Barry in the woods and took him home. They showed him Barney videos and passed him off as a human baby. That's like me going, this is my baby now. This is my baby now. What is wrong with them? And during this whole scene where Dexter is explaining to Barry that he was adopted, I just feel so bad for him because he has to sit with the fact that his parents weren't satisfied with him, a real human baby, and they were like, no, we need something else. This isn't enough. He's not good enough. So they went out to the woods and picked up a bear. That's terrible. That's gotta mess you up in the head so bad. And this is Dexter now. Surprised? So Dexter is our lifeline in this movie. He basically says and does what I'm thinking when I'm watching this stuff go down. And after Barry learns that he's adopted, he runs away from home, which would normally concern me. But in this case, he is running towards his natural habitat, which is outside. So I'm not worried. And Barry ends up at Country Bear Hall. And a sick car shows up. And who does it turn out to be other than Christopher Walken? How did they get him in the movie? How did he not himself looking at this face? So he's supposed to be the bad guy. He's the banker that's going to repossess Country Bear Hall, which is their home, their livelihood.
Surviving!
But then we find out that they are 6 years, not months, years behind on their rent payments. How is he the bad guy when they're 6 years behind? He's just doing his job. Meanwhile, Barry's parents have already called the police and reported him missing. Shocker, they do anything for attention. And this is how I know that his mom is an actual psychopath, because when she finds out that Barry is gone, she has the fakest tears I've ever seen in my life. Her face is completely dry and she's just crumpling up tissues pretending that she's crying.
When I'm upset, I bake. Please help yourself.
The scariest part of this movie has got to be the limited facial expressions that these puppets have when they're supposed to be reacting to things. When Barry's running away, he literally pauses and there's a shot of him just looking into the distance, squinting his eyes, and it makes me want to scream. And oh my God, when the shelter falls down behind Al, he makes this face, this shocked face that's supposed to be a reaction of what happens behind him, but he can't see what's behind him. So he's just creepily opening his mouth and opening his eyes, and it's just so, oh my God, it's gonna haunt me in my nightmares. Oddly enough, Big Al actually ends up being my favorite character though, because he is so incredible. He's so funny.
What's that?
A sign. Over yonder, a monkey. Hey, I'm chubby, but I'm quick.
He's environmentally conscious.
Watch your grass.
He doesn't say much. All he really says is,
You could do that. I could do that. We could do that.
he's so positive. He's such a positive, not person, bear puppet. He's dope. He's arguably one of the best parts of this entire movie, aside from all of the other crazy celebrity appearances that I still don't understand. Crystal, an amazing singer who performed that really popular song in The Princess Diaries and had the music video at the end of the movie. She's in the movie. This random country artist that I don't recognize is in the movie, but she's supposed to be famous. Queen Latifah is in the movie. Queen Latifah. She's just randomly a bartender at the Honey Bar, and I don't understand it. And then also, bringing it home, Elton John is in the movie. I don't know how much they had to pay these people to be in the movie, but it just blows my mind that they were able to get so many celebs just to agree to be in this movie, to agree to look into the faces of these animatronic bear puppets and be like, yeah, this is good. This is a good thing that I'm doing. This is a good movie. This movie is literally the plot of a fever dream. This is what drugs would be if it were a movie. Seriously though, if you can get past all of the terrifying expressions and the fact that they are using mechanical bear puppets, it actually has some really funny parts.
Not going. What? Your family. Then you're going.
The message of the movie is actually pretty sweet. It's
You could be different and still fit in. Yup, different.
which is definitely something I'm going to tell the animatronic bear puppets when they inevitably take over our society in the coming years. I'm not going to spoil the end of the movie. I definitely think people should go and watch it. But man, I did not remember that movie being the way that it was. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something about the country bears. Yeah, I will see you guys next week for another video. Peace.
And I'm on the block, and I'm on the block, yeah. And I'm on the block, and I'm up.